Welcome back, you mighty morphin MontyVersers, and this is it! We have reached the final episode of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Not only that, but potentially the final episode of Power Rangers as we know it, at least for now anyway, potentially forever, who knows. But, Nikki, it is very appropriately titled.
It really is. We are about to watch the end, which could have multiple meanings to that.
Yep, I mean, we teed up an anti-Z wave, and who knows what's going to happen. There's potential for more Ranger teams to show up. There's potential for all life in the universe to get knocked out. Good life, anyway. But who knows? Let's embrace the end. You ready?
I want to embrace it, so let's do it.
All right, guys. Before we start, thank you all for taking this journey with us, and see you on the other side. Starting episode 10 of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury right now. You think they updated the opening with Ollie?
Oh, 100%. I mean, they updated.
Yeah, they did. Badass.
All right, let's watch carefully. No.
Oh, smile! Smile! Yeah. Why are we excited about that?
Because it was a bait and switch. Because he started out the way he did, and he's wearing the same outfit.
You're right. You're right.
So that was smart. But now, does he actually get to pilot a Zord? Okay, Ion was in that group pose without Zato. Interesting.
Oh, wow. This is very Doom Patrol-esque. Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute. This is like very Dune-esque. His eyes
are different.
His eyes are blue.
6.
Oh, no.
4.
I can't believe they're just going to use their weapon.
Oh!
Authorize this.
Hello, Rangers!
Yeah!
Nice.
We're Drill, and we're having...
Whammo, whammo!
Whammo, whammo.
I just realized the two of them are one of the better comedy duos.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, in a while, I would say.
Yeah. Oh! Oh, no!
Nobody gets off Eltar alive!
Whoa.
How can you stop us now?
Step 1.
Oh.
Oh, no!
Oh, get wrecked!
I am not that person. A mind is a powerful thing. You are seeing what you want to see.
Oh.
We've met! I'm Ion, the Gold Ranger, remember?
Somehow the morphin grid has connected us.
If you're connected to the grid...
I'm getting motion sickness just watching them. Mucus and Slither have some serious...
That looked very video game-esque.
I mean, I have a theory, but...
I have a theory, too.
What's your theory?
Oh, that it's probably a being in the grid taking on Zato's form.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Beyond that, I don't know.
But, like, it says it knows Rangers and knows Lord Zed. So that kind of narrows it down to a handful of seasons.
Oh, I mean, I can't speak to that, then.
Greetings!
Whoa! Oh my god, it's Min!
We've got a surprise I think you're gonna like.
Oh! Oh! The Astro Megaship Galaxy Megazord! That looks like the Beastax Megazord!
Oh, look at that!
And the Ninja Steel Megazord! Yeah!
Yeah!
Whoa, the Galaxy Megazord! Whoa! Astro Megazord, baby!
Man, you're gonna have to explain all these for me after.
Yeah. That's the Beastax Megazord. And of course, the Dino Megazord.
Yes.
Yay! Our friends...
Oh god. That's a little dark. Dork,
Oh
they just
god.
Energy leakage. Yet.
Oh no.
No.
Did we all just see that?
Get some Flex Seal. Smack it out there.
I'm afraid that Zato's mortal life is over.
Oh.
That I cannot change.
Oh no.
There's something I used to say in times such as these. May the power protect you.
Oh! That's freaking Zordon!
There's no two ways.
A piece of garbage! A piece of garbage Zordon!
Before what
Is that your
was?
theory?
Yeah, pretty much. I just didn't want to say it until I knew I was more certain.
So that's what's gonna blow.
Wait, how did he... You mind read me when I hugged you?
He's not wrong.
It'll reach every corner of the universe.
Oh,
Wish we could just give it to some space wizard so they could deal with it.
Man, I miss the Morphin Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Deus Ex mocking us.
Then where would we be?
Hold on. The Morphin Masters aren't in the grid. No one lives there anymore, so it's kind of the perfect place.
Oh, man. Are they gonna blow up the morphing grid?
That might affect your powers.
Could we, like, lose them?
Is this why this is the end? Is this the end of the Power Rangers? Of every Ranger?
It seems like the right thing to try. You're not wrong, Fern. I don't think a single Power Ranger would say otherwise.
But how are we going
God.
to get into the Morphin grid? Going to do everything that I can to help. I mean, survived it once, right? I could do it again.
Or me?
It makes the most sense.
Maybe you should try morphing.
Even though you're chill about doing this, there's no way you're doing it alone.
Oh, they're gonna share the burden. That's probably what they were supposed to do in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, they also had no way of knowing.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's been it the
He's
whole
figuring
time.
it out.
Figured it out.
Sharing the danger.
I like how you said it better, though.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
I mean,
aren't we?
Sharing
back to red,
is
obviously.
the radical way.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice.
Be prepared to hide in the bowels of a rickety starship.
Oh, nice shot, Javi.
It's
Good
morphin'
job.
time.
Yeah.
Yes!
Cosmic Orb!
The first 6 Ranger one, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I love how Fern just goes into Solon.
I know, but it looks so cool though.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah!
Weapons combined!
They're really getting their money's worth out of this. That really bothers me. How it's very clear.
Yeah, it looks cool though.
It does look cool.
And also, morphin grid.
Yeah, you're right. Well, at least it worked this time.
Yeah.
Also, gross. Oh no!
Of course that happened.
Oh no! Oh, whoa! Whoa!
How did you?
There's no time. Brace yourselves.
Whoa! Whoa!
Are we in the energy tube? Then where is...
Alright, I wasn't totally wrong.
No.
Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change from one form to another.
Nerds.
If evil is all that's left, then the Emperor of Evil is the Emperor of everything.
You won't
Logic.
will anything. The energy wave will destroy you, just like it destroyed Zordon years ago.
Oh.
It's like you told me. No peace for the strongest. Only survival.
Wow.
I'm always right. Give it all up!
That's the only way I can save you.
You must think I'm some kind of simpleton. I don't make deals with Rangers.
This is a very Doctor Strange-esque ending. He's manipulating Zeb.
Yeah.
It's your decision.
Do you want to survive or not?
Oh, fine. Fine. I'll do it.
Huh.
I'll let go of the power.
They have a choice?
Shush! We gotta trust Zato, okay?
Dude, was that Amelia or Fern? I can't tell.
That was definitely Amelia.
Got it.
Those ninnies should have known I'd still destroy them the first chance I got.
Are they destroyed?
What?
Voice.
It's Rita.
Oh my
I told you
god!
not to bother me at work.
Poor baby.
I'm not your butler.
Take a chill pill, Zeddy.
Don't tell me how to feel.
Wait, is that Barbara?
No.
No.
I don't think they could get her back.
He thinks he's beaten us. But thanks to the power of planet Nibiru, Lord Zed is now living out his nightmares.
Nice callback to Dino Fury.
Anyone who's evil is gonna have an even worse time.
So, Zed's worst nightmare is being stuck with his wife?
The guy has serious issues.
He may and become a force for good in the universe. Even Lord Zed has the potential for redemption.
I don't know about that.
Must be nice.
Yeesh. Definition of toxic relationship.
What?
there.
These idiots are back?
He knew about Rangers and knew about Zed, and he wanted to help.
Fascinating. We know of no such being. But again, Ion, your intervention has proven essential to Zed's defeat.
Whoa, like the prophecy.
Whoa.
You're going, aren't you?
Oh,
My time as immortal is over.
damn. This This guy died like 7 times. Aww.
Ion.
Or Ion. Or Solon.
I like how the other 3 just never talk, though.
Yeah. Whoa.
Even though I can't be with you, I'll always be watching.
Weird.
Very weird.
Have some more adventures for me.
Let's set course for home.
Whoa!
Whoa.
See, he's playing.
Yeah. Yeah, Javi, chase your dreams, man. Aww. That Photoshop is terrible.
Yeah.
A man who saves something very precious to them. Her name is Poppy.
Another little nugget.
That's cute.
I love
That's
that.
a cute little wrap up. Oh, may the power protect you. Poor Billy, like, very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to be alive!
Oh, they're
Oh,
alive.
thank God. That was dark otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, Javi, get it. Aw, Billy. Good to have Billy, like, a solo shot. The past and the present.
Yeah.
He's just, oh, look at him, like, drenched in the light in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, coolio.
That's always watching in a way that's not creepy, though.
That was so cheese, though. Yeah. Alright. And that's it, guys. That is the end of Power Rangers as we know it. For now, anyway.
Yeah.
For now. It's weird. It's weird. This was so weird. It worked as a finale of 3 seasons with the Dino Fury cast.
Yes.
As that, it worked well for me somewhat, but as a finale to a 30-year franchise, it left a lot to be desired.
I'm just gonna get this comment out of the way because you compared it to Doctor Who.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange, because it was more psychological than a physical fight. Do you know what, unfortunately, was the first thing I thought of?
What?
Breaking Dawn.
Gosh, no.
Because
that's not what I thought of.
I know, but it's the same concept.
I thought of it more like Doctor Strange because it had multiple like things that they took from Doctor Strange.
Yes, it was a psychological battle more than a physical one.
Yeah.
Where his will is what helped him win.
Yeah. Even like the astral plane type thing.
Yeah.
With Ion leaving the body.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another reference I caught to Doctor Strange too, but I can't remember it.
Yeah. No, I like that comparison a lot more.
Me too. So let's not even talk about Twilight anymore. But really interesting episode. It felt, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad finale, but it's definitely quick.
Yeah. Here I think is part of it is the grandiose battle. I think was cool to watch. I wouldn't say it's like, oh, greatest thing ever, like with all the Megazords and everything. Like, it was really cool. And like even seeing Min in the background.
Yeah.
But it's like, that was cool, but not the best. But then the resolution that came after it was a step down from that.
Yeah, it's so weird because like it feels like we lost all the momentum from the first episode. 'Cause like that's a battle. Like I think that should have been the build up to the final battle.
Yes.
I wouldn't have even minded if we didn't open with that shot because I feel like that's what needed to be at the end. Like they needed to flip the 2 fights.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Here's the thing though. I feel like this was kind of bold in some ways. And again,
it's very bold. They took shots.
And like I had semi-predicted, Zeta was the primary figure involved in the resolution.
Yeah.
And I think that was very appropriate.
I think it was building to that. I think it had to be that.
Yes, because you couldn't just be like, oh, he's gone now, bye.
Yeah, I mean, we owe this whole, like the whole journey of Dino Fury is the journey of Zeta, right? from the first. He was the first leader of the team 65 million years ago to now, and this whole 3 seasons has been his journey. So it had to end with him.
And like I feel like I've said this ad nauseum. I think what this season had were a lot of great ideas. Like I really liked the stakes of potentially cutting off every ranger's connection to the grid for the greater good. It's like, oh, that's actually really interesting.
See, I found that the most interesting thing in the episode.
Right, but the thing is, they bring it up and they talk it out and they make a great statement that anyone who's a ranger would agree with that. But then they don't do anything with it.
I thought that's where they were going. And if they did that, I would have applauded the ballsiness. I would have been upset, but I would have applauded the ballsiness of them doing something different.
And the fact that they didn't do it isn't as much the issue as I kind of wish it felt more like the stakes were bigger. Because here's the other problem is, like, again, they had a big Zord battle in space, and that was cool, but not greatest thing ever. And then, they blow up Bajilia. And then, they talk it out with Zed.
Like this, you want to know what the biggest problem with the second half of the season is? Which is ironic, because my biggest, like, upside of the first half of the season was pacing. My biggest downside of the second half of the season is pacing. These episodes need to be stretched out.
But again, I think, and I said this at the end of the last episode, is I think they front loaded the stakes in the first half because everything felt so perilous and like it was the end of the world. And even though the stakes were big in this one, the way in which they were approached it kind of felt like,
Yeah, listen, I applaud Simon Bennett. I applaud Becca and Alwyn. I think they took a lot of risks and shots. They took a lot of big swings this season.
Yes.
And I really applaud them for doing it. They gave us a season of Power Rangers unlike any that we've gotten.
Yeah. I would still say this is a very good season.
It's a good season, no, and
there are worse seasons, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I think it's important for us to talk about our critiques first, because it's easier for us to get that out of the way and then gush about the episode than it is for us to just keep gushing and gushing and gushing. So I think it's important for us to take note of our critiques and what we feel like the problem was. And I think a lot of this, unfortunately, was not in their control. Like, we know that that this was supposed to be 20 episodes. We know that they restructured the season when Netflix ordered it to be 10 episodes. So I think you feel that, but you know what? I still appreciate all the stories they tried to tell.
Yeah.
They were all very different. They took a lot of risks.
And let me say this. I liked how all of at least the main Ranger team, I like how all of them were portrayed in these last couple of episodes. Yeah. All 7 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all were consistently good, as opposed to like some of the earlier episodes where Izzy broke my heart. They didn't portray her in the best light. She came across very possessive, which was super out of character for Izzy. And of course, it was made even worse by how good of an actress Tessa is, because she just made it so believable that Izzy was possessive.
Right, but then these last couple episodes, it felt like, oh, she's back.
She's back.
The stuff
cracking jokes.
The stuff with Ion, still great.
Very great.
I really did love the scene where Javi was willing to take one for the team again, but then Ollie's the one who says that they need to, as you said, share the burden.
Yeah, and oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, and even though it didn't lead to that, I think everyone is portrayed and written very well as characters.
Yeah.
And as a unit, even.
Absolutely. And 2 things that really stood out to me this episode was not only Javi being the one to want to run and do that again.
Yeah.
But him going almost like he's come to terms with his disability now, completely. He's like, listen, I know I'm effed up. I know
things are different, but I'm still me.
But I'm still me. And I think that's good resolution, even though we kind of settled that thread already. But I really appreciate the kind of full circle on his arc this season, where he's like, listen, I know it messed me up really bad, but I think I've come to peace with that now. I'm still me, and I know exactly who I am. And I really love that line really stood out to me this episode.
Yes. No, I think everyone ultimately ends with a good resolution. The only thing I would say is I do wish we had a little more from Amelia.
Again, she was front loaded.
She was front loaded, and I will say this: there was some great resolution with the people in her life between Ollie and her family. Yeah. I think that was all very sweet, and that's kind of all she needed at that point.
Speaking of Ollie, you know what was really great this episode? Ollie being the one to kind of push Zed into submitting.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of using Zed's manipulation of him against Zed. And I think that was really cool.
Yeah, right. And this is a case where Ollie, who was the insufferable genius in Dino Fury, actually kind of using that genius, but in a greater good. What kind of way?
And it's so touching to me that you have Ollie, a character that we know grew up with no friends. There was an episode of Dino Fury in season 2. I believe it's season 2.
It's season 2 or like very end of season 1.
Where we find out that he grew up and no one wanted to be his friend because he was he always had to be right.
He was very arrogant.
Yeah.
Like, he assumed that, oh, like, I'm too smart for anyone to work with me, so I have to work with the professor.
So he grew up very guarded. His best friend was his mom until he became a ranger, and then he grew up with this group of friends. So for him to be the one to kind of break down when Zato is like, my mortal life is over, and he's like, dude, and he starts crying, and he starts tearing up.
Oh, I know.
Like, that hits even harder because Zato, if it wasn't for Zato, if it wasn't for being a ranger, he might not have any friends. Still.
Oh, absolutely not. And that's what's so great is even though they don't say it head on, the way that being a ranger had deeply impacted all of them.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Fern. I feel like Fern's come out of her shell.
Fern is so much. I mean, not that she necessarily had a lot in the first season in Dino Fury, but she was. I loved her, and I love that they differentiated her from everyone else on the team.
Yes,
and especially
she brought
Izzy.
a nice levity to the season. Yeah, but just so like in terms of the Dino Fury cast, I think this did a good job of wrapping up their stories. And kind of hinting that they're going to continue to operate as a team and go on more adventures, which I like. It's almost weird how open-ended this finale was.
It is, but it's... In a way, I think it's accurate, though, because in a way, like, life just kind of goes on to where they're all still... They're not teens, but they're young. So they all still, like, have stuff going on. And they didn't have a reason to really lose their powers based on how this ended.
Yeah, no, they just lost their Zords again.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
They just lost all of theirs. So they're in the same exact place they were at the end of Dino Fury. Like literally the same exact place, status quo wise.
You know what? They got the Morphin Masters.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby.
If it comes to that, there's the Morphin.
I also found it weird how they teed up that scene with Billy. Like it was like that was almost set up like. Man.
So wait, I think you had told me this. Wasn't there a possibility that this takes place before Once and Always?
That was some people who had seen it early said that this hints that it takes place before Once and Always, but I didn't get that from that line.
I was going to say, like...
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to explain it. I was going to explain why.
Go ahead.
I don't think I got that from that line because at the end of Once and Always, Billy says Zordon could still be out there.
Yeah.
And then he goes into space and he never had proof of Zordon's still being alive in Once and Always. He was scanning for remnants of the Z-Wave.
That's true.
Whereas Ion gives him confirmation of potentially the fact that Zordon is out there in the grid somewhere. I don't know why he would want to save him. Zordon was not really that great to them. But I'm just joking. I keyed.
That's a better explanation. It's been a while since I've watched Once and Always, but that actually makes more sense. I could see like why people might have theorized that though.
Yeah.
Also, given the cockpit of the Megazord, that had to have been Min.
And also we see the crack that Robo Rita gives on Zordon's tube in Once and Always. So it has to take place after Once and Always.
Right.
In the command center when Billy talks to them in the command center. So it has to take place after Once and Always.
I do have to say, like, just as a small note is even though their roles weren't large and like you said, they probably could afford to have all these cameos, I appreciate that they make the little nods between showing Min and Alpha. That's like, okay, they're acknowledging the fact that Billy is actually part of another team.
Yeah, they're acknowledging the fact that he's part of another team. They're acknowledging the... I kind of really hope to see Min again, and I guess technically we did.
Yeah.
But I like how they're stressing the importance of Min and the Yellow Ranger, and that her and Billy are still in communication. I like how the MMPR team just cleaned up the whole Earth.
Right. And again, that's why I'm glad we at least saw one of them, because otherwise it would have felt almost too not showy, which, again, I get why, and that's pretty par for the course, but I'm glad that we got the little nuggets that we did.
Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Cosmic Fury.
Yes.
I'm not going to give a rating because we're going to do that. I think we're going to do a full review of the season.
Yeah.
So we can talk more about the characters' arcs from beginning to end and the story beginning to end once we have a chance to really digest it.
Yes, but man, it's a lot though. And it's crazy to me how, as much as it feels like a natural continuation of Dino Fury, it still does feel like its own season.
Oh, absolutely. This season pushed the boundaries of what Power Rangers was, and it's the best Power Rangers we've gotten probably since the 2017 film.
Wow.
The 2017 film kind of pushed Power Rangers and pushed the boundaries of what Power Rangers is. This kind of pushed the boundaries of what Power Rangers is while having to play in the same sandbox as every other season of Power Rangers, whereas the 2017 movie didn't have that hindrance to it. You know, it was able to play in the multi-$100 million large, I think it had over $100 million budget. Who knows? Probably not. But I really appreciate what they were able to do with what they were given.
Yeah.
We know because we know it's not a lot. We know this Hasbro does not invest a lot of money into this series. And they don't have a lot of, and they kind of are pushing away from the Power Rangers brand for right now. So the fact that they were able to take what they had and create this, I appreciate it, because you know what? I can't wait to watch some of this stuff again. The good was great.
Yeah.
Like the good, that's one thing I will say. Everything that was good this season was phenomenal.
The highs were high, even in the weaker episodes.
Yeah.
I think and that's why I think elevated them from, because I don't even know if I'd say any episode of this was bad. I think the highs in the less good episodes did elevate them just enough.
I feel like you could tell that everyone kind of was giving it their all.
Yeah.
Like was kind of really trying to make this season different and important.
Yeah.
And I definitely felt that, which I loved, because I like seeing this brand evolve. I like seeing them do new things. I like seeing them like have inclusivity and kind trying to just, I don't want to say teach, because then it sounds like
it's exhibiting positive messaging.
Yeah, positive influences for young children,
right,
which is wonderful, and a wonderful thing for this brand to do. Just overall, I'm, as a longtime fan of this franchise, as another season of Power Rangers, I really love it. As the culmination of Power Rangers, I don't think it works.
Yeah.
But that's not really, I can't really put that on them, because that's not really their fault.
Yeah, I think that's also kind of more of, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it, like kind of a more personal feeling. And I get why people and longtime fans would absolutely view it through that lens. And I think it's a valid conversation point when talking within the discourse of the franchise. But that's always the best thing about media, though, is you can look at through different lenses. Yeah, and overall, if this is the end, it's not really about the destination that matters. It was about the ride, and it was one hell of a ride with all of you guys. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content. If you want to catch the rest of our Power Rangers Cosmic Fury reactions, click the link on the page and make sure to stay tuned to the channel, because we'll be dropping our Power Rangers Cosmic Fury non-spoiler and spoiler review coming soon. Until next time, guys, stay versed and may the power protect you.